Every company right now is building the AI, but most don't realize how simple it is to spin up AI agents that can cut costs, save you time, and generate revenue. So in this video, I'm going to show you 5 AI agents that every company needs to have. And they're so simple to build that actually any employee within your business can build it themselves for their own use cases. We'll build an AI agent for customer support, for client onboarding, another one for coding, one for sales, and even one for content marketing. But without further ado, let's get right into building. So the first AI agent that we will build is a customer support agent. With Chatbase, you can set up an AI agent that can answer any of your customers' questions about your product or your business, so that your customer support can focus on just the most important tickets once the customers actually escalate it to a live person. To get started building the Chatbase, just head over to chatbase.co. I'm going to go to the dashboard here, and then you can click on New AI Agent. Here, we'll be given an option to actually train our AI agent. We can train our AI agent on files, text, website, Q&A, or even your own Notion database. In the text tab, you can just add plain text that your AI agent will be able to recall. Within the website, you can add a URL to your website so that the AI agent will crawl through it and learn everything about your business. Q&A, here you can manually enter commonly asked questions as well as answers. And Notion database, pretty self-explanatory as well. If your business has a Notion database with information about your business, you can use this option as well. For our use case, we'll proceed to the files. You can click on the button here to upload and upload your documents. For our example, I'm going to train AI agent on this mock company that I created called FlowTrack, which is a SaaS business. I uploaded 2 documents. One of them is a company profile. So it's a document with all information about our business, and then support knowledge base. So this is a document that I created with commonly asked questions as well as answers, so that our customer support agent can answer any kinds of questions that our potential or existing customers might have. Once you've uploaded all of the documents that you want to train your agent on, you just click on the button here to create agent. The amount of data that you're uploading will determine how long it will take, but usually it doesn't take long at all. Now our agent is already trained. It literally took about 10 seconds. When you scroll down here in the instructions, we can actually define the role of our agent. There's some presets here that you can choose from, but for our use case, I'm going to copy paste the prompt that I already have. I just told it that it's a customer support agent that answers any kinds of customer questions and what tone it should respond in. Here on top, we can actually give a temperature, so how reserved or creative we want our customer support agent to be. I'm going to put it about middle. In the model, you can choose the model that you like and the one that you think might work best for your use case. I just leave it at 4.0. Some of the heavier models will have higher credit cost, so actually when you hover on it, you can see that as well. Once you're done with that, you can click on Save Agent. Now our agent is looking a little bit bland. So actually if we click on deploy and we go to chat widget and click on manage, here we can actually customize what it will look like on our website. If we go over to style, we can set it to dark, and we can even set the colors of our brand. Once you're happy with it, you can just click on save changes. You can also change the chat icon as well as the profile picture here. Just click on upload and then you can change the image to the one that you want. I'm also going to change the display name to FlowTrack Agent. And then click save so that it displays over here. So now let's test it out. I'm going to ask it what's included in the pro plan versus the business plan. Send that through. And as you can see, the agent instantly pulled up the information from our document and is able to answer the customer's question, explaining exact difference between the 2 different plans. Now let's ask it another question. So how do I integrate FlowTrack with Slack? And there you go, it went through our documentation and it actually explained to the customer how they can integrate this tool within Slack. So the cool thing about Chatbase is that we can create beyond just basic chatbots. We can actually give our chatbots actions, which basically gives them the power to act as a real employee and take on different actions that will save you even more time and make you even more money. If you head over to actions on the left tab here, you can see different actions that Chatbase has. For example, here we have custom action. In here, you can link a custom API to, for example, help customers reset their password. A useful one specifically for customer support could be Zendesk, so that the customer can actually create a ticket and get a response from a real human, or Sunshine, so that they can escalate their issue and get live support from a human customer support agent. You could see how useful this could be to your business. Rather than having your customer support reply to every single question that they get, instead the only questions that will come through are actual big issues that customers need solving, so they don't have to waste any time answering basic questions. Now, once you're ready to deploy your agent, you can click on deploy and deploy it on any of the platforms here. You can actually link this customer support agent to your socials like WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram, so that your customers can get in touch with it anywhere that is best suited for them. Otherwise, you can publish it directly on your website. If you go to the chat widget and you click on manage again, you can click on the embed tab here and make it public. This way you can deploy it on your website. When you scroll down here, you'll be given code for either the widget or the iframe that you can copy paste to your website so that the customers can interact with it, just like, for example, here. They could click on the little bubble and talk to the chat just the same way that we have it set up here. But that's it for the customer support agent. Let's now build the next one. The second one that we will build is a sales agent. You can build an AI agent that does the sales for you, so that when new customers come on your website, they can purchase directly through it, or they can get forwarded to a salesperson that will guide them through the purchase process. So back in Chatbase, let's click on new AI agent. I'm going to import the two documents that I have here. Once again, one of them is a training about the company and the other one is actually a sales training. So this is just a document for our AI agent to understand everything about our sales process. And here right away, we can try it out. We're going to give it our own system prompt, telling it that it's a sales agent. And right away, we can start using it if we want to. Another cool feature that I'd like to show you here is actually the compare feature. You can click on this one and actually try the different agents side by side. So for example, if we decided to change the model here, we can click on the settings, click on, let's say, Claude, and then ask it a question. We can see side by side how it would answer using different models. This can be really useful when you're tweaking the models and you're trying to get your agent just right. So for example, here we saw that the GPT 4.0 was way faster, but the answer was not very detailed. While the Claude answer was a little bit slow, but it answered the question in a lot of detail and nicely formatted the message. So let's test it out one more time and ask it another question. So a question that a customer might have is, why is this business, why is this product better than other meal delivery services? And as you can see, once again, the AI agent is using our training data and answering the customer's question exactly as it should. For this one, if you go to actions and then you click on create action once again, you might want to integrate Stripe. Here you could integrate Stripe subscription info as well as billing address and managing subscription so that your customers can interact with the chatbot and update their subscription or even purchase a plan. They wouldn't have to interact with a single human, yet they'll be able to update their subscription, update their address, etc. Another thing you could do is add a custom form so that the chatbot can actually capture each lead. Here we have to give action a name, so let's just say form, and then we can tell it use this form when customer is inquiring about our service. Let's press save. Then go to inputs. Let's add a data input. So we've got name, email, and phone number. Here we just leave it as is, and for phone number we change it to number, and let's click save and continue. Okay, so let's now test it out. So I said I'd like to inquire regarding the service. Okay, it's not working because I forgot to enable the action here. So if we go to the AI actions here and we click Chatbase form, enable it, save it, then we refresh the chat, and I'll say again, I'd like to inquire about your services. Okay, now it's actually asking us for our information again. Okay, I just give it a name, email, and phone number. As you could see, it's captured that and then actually answered our question as well. Now we go to activity and we go to chat logs. We can actually see the logs of everything that happened here. Here, actually, if you're not happy with any of the answers, you can click on revise answer and give it the answer that it should have given. This way, you can really refine how it answers the questions. And in the leads tab, you should be able to see the leads captured by it as well. Now, another cool thing about the forms action, if you go to customize and we go to webhooks, here we can actually create a webhook so that every time a new lead is captured, it sends it as a webhook to, let's say, your CRM. And just like that, we have a sales agent as well. You can deploy it in the same way that I explained did the previous one too. For the third agent, we have a coding agent. You can set up an AI agent that is trained on your code base, as well as any kinds of documentation so that your team can use it internally to get any of their questions answered much faster. Rather than going through all the documentation and trying to find the things that they need, they can speak to the chatbot to get any kinds of technical details that they need, and they can actually send through their code as well to have it debugged according to your documentation. Now let's click on new AI agent again. Here I'm going to upload the Chatbase documentation that I have, which is a document for Chatbase's contacts API. Once again, we'll click on create agent. Then I'm going to go to instructions and actually change it to coding expert and click save to agent. I'll go to deploy again, click manage, and then change display name to code assistant, and then click save. And that's it. We now have a coding agent. So imagine I'm a developer and I need some help. So I'm asking a question here. In one short paragraph, what is the contact object and which fields does it include? And as we could see, it's replying with all of the technical details that the developer might need. But now let's go a step further and actually send it some code and see whether it can troubleshoot it using the documentation that we uploaded earlier. So I gave it another prompt here saying that I wrote this Python code to add contact, but I'm getting an error. And then down below, I've added some code. So let's see if it's actually able to troubleshoot it. As you could see, it detected what the issue is, and it gave us correctly formatted code. Let's try it one more time with another prompt and another code. Once again, it was able to resolve the issue and give us a code that will actually function. And that's it. Literally a minute, we set up a coding assistant that can save your developers countless hours scrubbing through all of your documentation just to troubleshoot their code. They can send through their code, the AI agent does its job, goes through all the documentation, and actually fixes the code using that data. Now, next up, let's build a HR and onboarding agent. This one really can replace your entire HR department. So any kinds of issues that employees might have, they can ask this agent, get them replied, and you can once again integrate the different actions so that any issues can be escalated. I'm gonna upload 2 documents once again, one of them on company details, and another one is a HR onboarding guide. Let's click on create agent to train it, and let's test it out. Send through a prompt saying, who do I talk to if I have a problem with payroll? If you have a problem with payroll, you should reach out to the HR manager directly via Slack or email. Give us a clear answer, so let's try one more. Let's say somebody wants to request vacation time. How did they do it? And there you go, responded to the question, did the actual company policy. Now, one useful action that you can also have here is the Calendly action. So you can actually link your Calendly accounts and have people be able to actually schedule meetings. To do that, we can go on view all integrations. Okay, I just connected my Calendly account. So let's finish setting up the action. I'm gonna click on create action, go to Calendly, get Calendly slots. Here I'm gonna say use this when the user mentions booking a meeting. I linked my own Calendly account. So here we have a coaching call, but you could set this up so that the employees can book meetings with specific people in your company. Let's test it out. I'm gonna go to playground again, enable the action, click save, and then say I'd like to book a meeting. Okay, now it's asking us for the start and end dates. Okay, I told it October 6th, and it actually gave us the time slots available for that date. So let's click on 10 a.m. and it actually takes us to the calendar link so that we can book the call. And here we could see the calendar as well, where we can click on the date and choose the time from here as well. Now, Chatbase has its own internal memory for context as well. You can read about that in the API documentation. But basically what you can do is add all of your employees as context so that when your employees talk to the AI agent, it's actually able to know who they are and know all the different information about them. This can be really useful for the HR agent as it will know everything necessary about them. So if they say, for example, how many vacation days I have left, it is able to reference the data from its own memory and answer the question accordingly. And last but not least, we have the content marketing agent. You can build an AI agent that is able to help you with any of your marketing needs. Now for this one, you'd probably want to train it up on all of your previous content so that it's able to understand your tone and all of the different information that you talk about. For us, once again, I'm going to upload the documents that I have, one on the company and another one is on marketing training. Let's click create agent and let's test it out. I'm going to ask you, give me 3 blog post ideas for eco-friendly skincare. Okay, it's able to reference all of the data about our company as well as the marketing training to come up with these ideas that we can now use to write some blog posts. A useful action you can add here is the web search. Let's give it a name, web search. And then we can tell it to use this action when the user asks a question that we don't know an answer to. Or let's say, or when the user requests you to do so. Here we can add included domains. So if you wanted to search only from specific websites, you can do that. But in our case, I'm not going to do that. Let's click on save. Then let's go back to Playground, enable our web search functionality, click save. And then let's ask it the same question and say, use web search to come up with best ideas. And I'm gonna tell it 10 blog posts rather than 3. Okay, and as you could see, it was able to come up with 10 different ideas. And as we could see in the chat logs, it did actually use the web search to come up with these ideas. And now let's play around with it a little bit more and actually try it out with other models. So here we could try it with Claude. Let's try it with Claude Opus. And then for ChatGPT, let's try a better model as well. Let's go for the GPT-4. Okay, and now let's ask it the same question. Tell it to use the web for best ideas. And once again, I'm going to ask it for 10 blog posts. And as you can see, ChatGPT a bit faster again. Give us 10 great ideas here. And as you can see, Claude is actually absolutely killing it. As you can see, the titles are much better and it's actually giving us a bit more info than the ChatGPT one. This is where the compare feature is really good because you can see side by side the different answers that you get so that you can choose the best model. And there you have it. In just a few minutes each, we were able to set up 5 different AI agents that pretty much every business should have. With how easy these agents are to set up, you really have no excuse to now be falling behind. And if you want to check out Chatbase for yourself, make sure to click the link in the description. You can try it for free, no credit card required. And if you want to keep learning more about AI chatbots, then make sure to click the video on the screen now. I'll see you there.